Hey everyone, this is Jairo Morales from The Grind Fitness and welcome to my channel. On this channel, you're going to learn how to take care of your body while we do this wonderful sport called Jiu-Jitsu. Everything from joint strength training classes to mobility classes, as well as yoga and many other professionals to teach you what is the best path for you and your Jiu-Jitsu journey. If you haven't already, please do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell. You know what to do. Share this with somebody if you think this might help the community to be able to take care of their body for their journey on Jiu-Jitsu. Oos guys, hope to see you on the mat.
Hey everyone, welcome to another yoga session with Wellness for Jiu-Jitsu. This is Recovery Sunday. We do it live 6 p.m. every week. 30 minutes of recovery yoga to help us train hard and feel good. This is built for Jiu-Jitsu athletes, but of course everyone is welcome. You can do these poses at your own level. The main purpose of yoga is to learn how to listen to your body. And listening to your body means communicating between the sensations and the ease and the breath. And these are signals that will help you to learn how to really relax and let your body heal itself, because it has that power. We just need to be able to tap into it. And from my 10 years of experience, I've learned that the more time I spend on this mat, the harder I can train and the more I can train. And that's what it's about. So we're here to share that with you. Getting started this week in a comfortable seated position, cross the legs, get your spine nice and straight. And we're going to do some spinal movements here in this position. So starting first just by leaning forward to a point that feels good, and try to lean backwards. Move back and forth a couple times. See how that feels. And now keeping the head about in center, move just the center of the spine, the chest forward and backwards. Flexing the spine here. Warming up, touching your breath. Take some big deep breaths. Inhale as your chest comes forward. Exhale as you round. Nice. Let's bring some side to side movements. So leaning to the right side, leaning to the left side. See how that feels in the base of your spine. Maybe even reaching with your neck a little bit as you lean from side to side. And then doing that arching motion, letting your head lean to the right side as your center of your spine goes to the left. Just warming up here. Keep breathing. Keep those shoulders relaxed. Now that we've got some different directions to work with, we can start to move in a circle, maybe with the spine a little bit straighter. The head can kind of lead the circle. Getting out some clicks and pops in our spine. I'm calling this one yoga for BJJ competitors because I did a competition last weekend, and that's the mindset that I'm in. And I know a lot of guys that compete, and this type of yoga is really helpful for us recovering after training, getting ready for competition. Switch directions, moving the head in a big circle, or recovering after the competition. That's what I'm doing today. Let's switch to the cross of our feet. Change that sensation in our hips and knees a little bit. We're not going to be here much longer, so no worries. This time the head is going to go in the opposite direction as the center of the spine. So we send almost like we're hula hooping in slow motion. Bring a little shoulder movements into this as well. Keep breathing. Move the chest, the sternum in a big circle. And bring that movement up into your neck as well. See if you can exaggerate it. Close your eyes, feel your body change directions. Nice job, guys. I'll give you a couple more breaths here. Move in whatever way feels good for you. Maybe it's holding a little bit of a stretch. And once you're ready, following me onto my knees, I'm going to be turning to face this long side of the mat. You can rest facing the short side of your mat here. You don't need to follow me. I'm just turning to talk into the mic and so you can see a little bit better. But we're sitting here on our heels in a hero's pose, a kind of kneeling passive position. And we'll get some stretches going into the arms and shoulders. First, bringing the right arm in front of the chest and then hugging it with the left arm. Pull the arm to your chest. Check your posture. Sit up nice and straight here. Maybe roll out that right wrist. Find some movement. An option to go a little deeper into the shoulders, crossing at the elbows, bending both arms and interlacing the hands together. This eagle arm pose, the shoulders drop and the elbows lift. Check your posture, check your breathing, make it feel good. Listen to your body. Make your breath big, deep, and long. The more easy we breathe, more comfortable we are. Even if we're stressing some parts of our body, we're trying to be comfortable in our nervous system. The nervous system at ease that allows the balance in the stress of our body, and it balances out the stress of hard training. Trying to relax. Nice job. Shake the arms out a little bit and bring the left arm in front of your chest. Hug it with your right arm. Pull it across. Get a good stretch in that left shoulder. Make sure you're sitting up straight. If the seated position is too uncomfortable, you can always adjust. Go back to that cross-legged, no problem. Sitting up on top of something can help your hips and your knees feel more at ease here. The second option for the arm stretch is to bend at your elbows, interlace your fingers, hands together, work it in there. Take a deep breath, lift the elbows as the shoulders drop away from your ears. Close your eyes and breathe. Feel free to move your neck, move your spine. Feels good as we stretch our shoulders. Nice job. Let that go nice and easy. Maybe shake out your arms. Give you an optional foot stretch here. So maybe tucking your toes in this kneeling position. Wiggle around, move until you find an even stretch in your feet. Sitting on top of your heels. Connecting your hands behind your back, maybe interlacing. Give yourself a straight arm, open chest, head back, deep breath. Try to pull your arms apart, but the lock of your fingers stops them. And that pulling sensation moves up into your chest. Every exhale, you relax. Inhale, expand. Nice. Changing the grip to grab opposite elbows behind your back. Keep that chest opening. And then left arm stays behind your back. Maybe your fingers crawl up your back a little bit. The right arm reaches up and connects to the back of your head. Somewhere, everybody's different. Both of your sides are going to be different. Find a nice shoulder stretch. If your feet are burning, feel free to untuck. Breathe. Back to two arms behind your back. My feet are burning. Right arm remains behind your back. Fingers can start to point up, and your left hand comes behind your head. Maybe you can walk your fingers to meet each other behind your back. Find whatever feels good for you and breathe. Check in with your posture. Check in with your shoulders. Relax the muscles in your face. Slowly let that go. Shake out your arms. We're here in this kneeling position. I'm going to bring one foot to the mat. I'm sitting in this combat guard / combat base. If I fall behind my foot, try this. Sit behind your foot, combat guard. I can roll backwards and lift my legs. Hand plants, the back hand. My left leg is the bent one. My right hand in front. I can lift myself over the foot, and now I'm in combat base. So let's do that a couple times, moving from combat guard to combat base. Hands free, using your core and the strength of your front foot to pull yourself forward. Do that a few times, and then we can increase the movement by coming all the way forward onto that front knee. And then when we come back, doing a little rock and roll. Do a few on each side. So when you come up, opposite foot kicks towards your butt. Left foot for me in this situation helps me pull me forward into my combat base. Maybe a penetration step. Falling back. Rock and roll. Good job, guys. Explore this movement. Try to be easy and smooth. Keep breathing. Going side to side. Slow and controlled. One more time. And when you're in your combat base, let's come forward onto hands and knees and lower all the way down onto our belly. Untuck the toes, tops of the feet, press them into the top of the mat and come up onto your elbows here. This is a nice easy back bend, Sphinx pose. Make sure your elbows are stacked under your shoulders. Your shoulders aren't collapsing, your neck's not falling in between your hands. You're lifting your chest, maybe even pulling yourself forward with the strength of your arms, just subtly enough to get some traction in your lower back. You can press the tops of your feet enough to lift your hips. Feel that connection. Maybe wiggle your hips side to side. Maybe rolling out the wrists. Maybe rolling out the neck. This is a counter pose to where we spend a lot of our time in jiu-jitsu, and also a lot of time when we're on computers, driving, or on our phones. Our shoulders are rounded in this pose. Our shoulders are drawing back and our chest is opening. The spine is bending in the opposite direction. And this is a nice restorative pose. So it's a place that we can spend a lot of time. If you ever have back pain, maybe in your upper middle back, I suggest to try this for working, when you're working on paper, typing, maybe even on your phone or watching TV. You can spend a lot of time in this pose and it balances out the rest of life. We're going to move from here to a child's pose, turtle. So pressing back up to hands and knees. Bring the knees as wide as feels good for you. Feel free to make adjustments that make your body feel good, sinking your hips back onto the heels, feeling a heavy connection of the legs. Press those hips back and then let the head fall towards the mat, walking your arms forward for this extended child's pose, feeling the shoulders relax. Some adjustments you can make here are to bring the knees a little closer together. The arms can be by your side as well. A little different stretch, less in the hips, more in the spine. Play around a little bit. Keep breathing as you do. Feel your body, see what it's telling you. And once you find a place that feels good but still gives you some feedback saying there's something happening, try to relax and breathe into that stillness. Letting gravity compress the joints in your legs, stretching the lower back. And if your arms are by your sides, walk them out in front of you. And we're going to keep walking the hands forward until the hips are above the knees. Once the hips are stacked above the knees, slowly let the head fall to the mat. Adjust until you have a sensation in the shoulder blades, the upper spine opening. This is puppy dog pose. Play around with it. Everyone's going to be different. Not all of us will look the same. Keep adjusting until you feel a nice stretch, and yet you can relax and find ease. No stress, just enjoyable sensation. If it's not enjoyable, breathe until you find a place that is. One more big deep breath here in puppy dog pose, and then we'll lift slightly and thread the right arm underneath for a puppy dog twist. Bring the head and the right shoulder to the mat. Find some stability. Maybe the left arm can go up into the air, maybe even reaching for that right hip crease. Think about opening the top left shoulder for a spinal twist, kind of re-guard position here. It's awkward. Left hand can also be on the mat above the head, pressing to open up that shoulder. A couple more breaths. And then slowly working your way back to center. Maybe moving forward and backward once or twice just to kind of reset. And then we're twisting to the other side. So hips above knees, left arm threads underneath, left shoulder, left ear to the mat. Open your right shoulder. Try it with your arm up or the arm behind your back, maybe grabbing your hip so you can make a connection and open the right shoulder up to the ceiling. Take big, deep breaths here. Try to relax. Really good job, guys. Moving slow and controlled out of the pose, back to a tabletop. Wiggle your spine a little bit here. Spread your fingers, and we're going to press our hips back. Let's adjust the feet a little bit wider, closer to the edge of the mat. We're going to find a deep squat. So pushing our weight back onto our feet. Straighten your spine as you begin to find your balance here in this deep squat. If you can, try to sink the heels all the way to the mat. Trying to get comfortable here. Maybe some movement feels good. Maybe even walking around a little bit. The angle of the feet should be the same angle as the knees. They're just outside of your hips. Give the hips a stretch by pushing the hands together and the elbows into the knees. If it feels good, listen to your body. If you're up here, that's okay. Trying to relax and get comfortable in this position takes time. Come out of it, find something that feels good anytime, or if you're still with me, let's move into a twist from this squat, pushing the left arm into the inside of the left leg, right hand, right knee, open the chest, up to the right. Left hand can come to the ground. You can even connect your hands behind your back for a nice bind here. Push yourself a little bit and then take a deep breath. See if you're okay. See if you need to back up. Enjoy it for another breath. Work your way back to center and we'll twist over to the left side. Right arm into the right knee. Open the chest. Maybe using your hand. Creating some kind of a connection where you feel stable and balanced. And you can let the muscles relax as much as possible. Minimum necessary effort. I like to remind people to start with their face and relax the eyes and the mouth. You don't need to have any kind of tension in those areas. And see if you can let that tension spread down into your shoulders, in your belly. Work with the breath to promote more relaxation in these poses. That's what recovery yoga is about. Really good job, guys. Falling onto our butt, slow and controlled. Use your hands. Give yourself some windshield wipers, so feet wide, knees side to side. Just to stimulate some blood flow before we continue with some hip stretches here. One of my favorites, the figure four. You need to get your right foot on top of your left leg. So lifting your hips helps give you that hip mobility. Let the right knee press away from you as you lower your hips back down. Adjust the hands, adjust the foot until you find something that suits you, something comfortable, but a nice stretch in that right hip. And breathe. We're going to spend some time here. We're going to keep this figure four and move through a couple other positions. So don't push it too hard. Try to get those muscles and fascia and connective tissue to let go. So we're going to roll onto our back with this figure four. So straightening the left leg gives you some counterbalance, connecting your hands behind your thigh. Roll onto your back, and then let your head fall as you pull your legs towards your chest, maybe interlacing your fingers behind the shin or in front of the shin, or maybe the leg. Gently pressing the right knee away from your shoulder. Only pulling enough where our lower back is able to remain heavy on the mat. Gravity doing most of the work along with our breathing. Big breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth are a great way to keep that oxygen flowing. Keep yourself feeling good. If these practices on the mat don't feel good, they're not going to be fun, you're not going to do them. So it's important to explore this journey into your body on the mat in ways that feel good for you. I'm just a guide, just giving you suggestions, but do what your body asks you to do. breathe, and you're doing exactly what you need to do. If you have a hard time getting into your body, try to take a little puff of some cannabis before you do. It can really help some of us. Moving into a twist from this figure 4 position, left foot down to the mat, bump your hips over to the right a little bit, and then let that left foot or right foot fall to the left side. Maybe your left hand makes a connection with your foot. Your right arm can go out to the right side. Maybe looking over to your right hand. Try to get an even spinal twist. Maybe you feel it in your hips more because of the hip stretch, but maybe you can bring that twist up into your rib cage, into your shoulders and neck. Try to relax here. This should be the most passive version of this figure 4 hip stretch. You have the most connection with the ground, so you can relax even more. Big deep breaths into your belly. Take one more. Bring your legs back to center. Straighten your legs, bend your legs up in the air. Grab behind your legs. Create some momentum. Tuck your chin and roll back up to a seat. Figure 4 on the other side. Lift your hips, left ankle, right thigh. Let your hips fall back down, pressing the knee away from you as much as feels good, and adjusting your feet and your hands until you find a nice stretch where you can sit straight, keep the chest lifted, spine straight, breathe. One more breath, and we'll find our way onto our back, straightening the right leg for a counterbalance. Grab behind your right leg and roll onto your back. Get comfortable here. Shoulders relaxed and heavy, interlacing your fingers behind your leg or in front of your shin. And let gravity do most of the work here. Really work on relaxing all of the muscles, just the connection of your fingers together is holding this position in place. Everything else relaxes on the exhale, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Moving into the twist. This is optional, of course. Right foot to the mat, hips to the left. Left foot falls to the right. Left arm out to a T. Shoulders heavy on the mat. Maybe your right hand grabs your right ankle or right foot. Lots of different options for this kind of weird reclined hip stretch twist. If it's too intense, one thing you can do is support your right knee with your right arm, kind of holding it up. Better would be to use a block or a pillow so you can relax more. But no worries. Just giving you some tools to use. Hopefully it feels good. Hopefully you feel your hips opening, your spine twisting, and your body relaxing. Breathe into the belly. Take another nice big deep breath and slowly move out of the pose. Give yourself a big hug. Hug both of the knees to your chest. Maybe curl your spine. Maybe rock side to side. Maybe kick and roll your ankles. And then when you're ready,
Extend everything, feet out, toes drop out to the side. Get those legs nice and relaxed. Move them around a little bit. Arms up overhead for a second. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath. And then let your palms rest facing up. Close your eyes. Feel your body. Pretend you're dead. This is corpse pose. The most important pose of a recovery, restorative class, ultimate relaxation. See what your body has to tell you, the sensations. Maybe you need to make some little adjustments to get more comfortable. Maybe you can let your focus move from your feet up through your legs, nice and slow, scanning your body. Maybe your awareness stays on your breath. There's no right or wrong. And I highly suggest staying in this position for as long as you have available to you. But that's 30 minutes. So when you're done, sit up nice and slow, take your time, feel the benefits of this time you've given to yourself, and say thank you to yourself for that time. And I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please share it with a friend, click the like button, support us in whatever way you can. This is donation-based yoga, so we survive on your support. The links are all below. Check it out. We'll see you next week. Submission Yogi, Wellness for Jiu-Jitsu Recovery Sundays. Oos.